cyberspace, Andy here with the Leadel 7 show. This is episode 12. Now we've got a dozen. Well, let's get to it. After featuring a few TED Talks on the show, it's our pleasure to let you know that TEDx is coming to Tel Aviv. It's an even bigger pleasure to have Elhala with us live in studio to talk about the wonders of the TED site and why she decided to bring it to Israel's version of the city that never sleeps. Maya, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. What got you so fascinated? What drew you towards TED.com?
I think my first introduction to TED.com was back in 2006 when they just launched the website and started sharing talks. Till then, since 1984, actually, it was closed and only in California. And 2006, they started releasing talks online, and a friend sent me a link to a talk by Sir Ken Robinson.
What exactly is TEDx Tel Aviv?
Then TEDx Tel Aviv is going to take place at 26th of April at Nalagat in Yafo, and it's part of a TEDx license, which allows TEDsters, people of the TED community, to organize, to self-organize events locally under a license from TED, and with a lot of help and guidance from them on, that's 25 years of perfection.
Is there anyone we can expect or interesting topics that are happening next month?
So you know that into TED tradition, I cannot reveal the speakers list.
It's Can't hurt to try.
Yeah, it's only going to be unveiled just a couple of weeks before the event. But I can give you some teasers, and I think that we were able to put together quite an interesting program for this first TEDx Tel Aviv. On the science side, we're going to have a talk about cell genealogy, which is arguably going to be as impactful and important as the Human Genome Project.
Right.
So that's a huge talk.
For the full interview, please click on the link. Otherwise, continue on to the next item. It's Israel Apartheid Week on campuses all over the world. Isn't it great that we get so much attention? This 2-week campaign is calling for an end to Zionism and urging the return of Palestinian refugees to Israel. We just want to say thanks for giving us this incredible platform and, of course, for the publicity to show Israel's true colors to the world. Its multiracial army, its worldwide humanitarian aid. Now, if only the rest of the Jewish world would look at these 2 weeks as an opportunity instead of whining about it, we could really make a change.
تلك هي المبادرة اسمع فمستقرت إدارة ناديها محاضرة احنا في مصارعة اللي من زمان ثبتونا فيها بينادوها مؤامرة وعدم وعي اللي مخليها أعرفكم على نفسي أنا من بلد اسمها اللي فيها اللي بوطن ما بدفع الثمن وفيها اللي بهدلن الناس اللي عملوا غلطوا بنوا على أرضهم وكل اللي بيصير بس عشانهم لوحدهم غير وقف على موقف اللي شرف ودير
Skipping a formal education, Shirley found home in the Electric Garden, the old red light district of Tel Aviv that has morphed into the edgy, hip epicenter of nouveau industrial art. A craft pioneer, Shirley is fashioning new out of old and going with her own intuitions. Our own Leadel reporter sat down with Shirley Itzik, aka Ruby Star.
Inspirations really change. It comes a lot in dreams, actually. I do dream a lot of the collections up, and sometimes if I'm not falling asleep, that's when the best things come.
It turns out that behind every successful goy, there's an entire team of brainy Jews. Just joking. But seriously, that was the case when it came to Hugh Hefner and his Playboy empire. It's hard to imagine a good Yiddish boy curling up to an issue of Playboy, but it was Jewish editors who brought the more thought-provoking and revolutionary articles to the magazine. By day, these Jewish editors turned Playboy from a peep show into an outlet for radical sexual and social beliefs. But by night, they were mostly married men with conventional family lives. I guess even Jewish porn editors are not immune to tradition. Read this article from Tablet Mag to get the full story. Today we're going to try something new and have an open discussion on a heated topic. Recently in Israel, the government has put out a series of commercials poking fun at the country, all as an aim to involve average Israelis in a bid to defend the Holy Land abroad. The government is adding an English language hasbara website to the existing Hebrew one, as well as passing out literature to locals before they board a plane abroad. A genius idea or completely ludicrous? We are now joined by Jerusalem Post correspondent Chaviv Rettiger and former consul for media and public affairs at the Israeli consulate in New York, David Saranga, to answer these questions and more. Thanks for joining us, guys. Chaviv, so what do you think are good or bad aspects of the current government's campaign?
I think the current government's campaign is absolutely terrible for one reason. I think it completely misses the point. It's a good campaign in and of itself. It's a campaign that asks people who like Israel to talk about how much they like Israel. Fantastic. But it completely misses the point. One of the commercials has somebody standing next to a camel in the desert saying, Israelis ride on camels. I don't know anybody in Iowa. I don't know many people in Iowa, but I know that people in Iowa don't think Israelis ride on camels. It's just not the problem. This country is facing a vast worldwide media and branding and political campaign that seeks to turn it into this awful thing. And people are responding to that campaign. Good people who have no reason to hate Israel, are just hearing so many times that Israel is this awful place that's doing these awful things. They're seeing pictures. This is a narrative that's becoming entrenched in the media itself, in the media networks themselves. And so to run a campaign that's this sort of masbirim website about how great Israel is, it's beside the point.
David, we clearly know what Chaviv thinks about the campaign, not so positive. Do you agree or disagree with him?
I totally disagree with him. The initiative of asking the Israelis to take part in the hasbara efforts or in Israel's PR efforts is something positive. There are thousands of Israelis traveling abroad every year, business people, young people who just finished the army. This is the best way to convey a message through the people. And the aim of the campaign is to bring to the knowledge of these people general information. Now, the campaign, which I don't represent the campaign, I'm not part of this campaign, but from what I understand, the aim of the campaign are Israelis. This is not a campaign for people abroad. This is a campaign for Israelis to know how to deliver the message.
To watch the full debate, click on the link. Otherwise, continue on to the next item. You may remember the Segway, the eco-friendly human transporter. Here's an adorable video that shows that the Segway is so user-friendly, even a monkey can use it.
というわけで再チャレンジ。パン君ね、止まるときはね、これ引っ張るのこっちへ。パン君、止まるときこっち引っ張るの、パン君。パン君。パン君。パン君。引っ張れば止まるんだよ。引っ張らないと。パン君、引っ張らないと。パン君、引っ張れ、引っ張れ。こっち。
Yes Cable has recently launched a new ad campaign using President Obama's famous slogan, Yes, We Can. Both actors in this video look exactly like Michelle and the president himself. It's on like 10 times a day in Israel, and we thought you'd like to check it out.
Mister, I'm gonna change the world. Maybe you can start with this boring TV.
You know what, dear? Yes, I can.
My lady wants more stars and drama, better action and fun. So catch you later, Osama.
That's it for now. Tell us what you think. Drop us an email at 7@leadel.net and log on to our site. Here's a video submission from our Jews That Do contest. The winners will be announced next week and we will bring them to you live on our next show. Ciao for now.
Oh Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem. Peace unto you, peace unto a million faces staring at you, wondering what to do. City named for peace stands on the edge of a sword. 20 prophets, poets, and pilgrims have died at your doors, and promises of glory from 1,000 nights of mourning just adds more fire.